Krishna. Nama Om. Does it work? Hare Krishna. It works? Yeah.
Maybe you can turn towards the...
Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Shri Ram Jaya Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sitaram, Sitaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya 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 Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya 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 Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagana, Jaya Jagana, Jaya Balade, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagana, Jaya Jagana, Jaya Balade, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Goranitai, 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 Jaya Goranitai. Jaya Goranitai, 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 Jaya Goranitai. Jaya Sitaram, 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 Jaya Sitaram. Jaya Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. What's next? Hare Krishna, the devotees. Jai Shri Ram. So we're just about to have Gaur Arti, and I would ask you to all stand up, and then we can wait for our lordships to give us their blissful darshan.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashoba Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashoba Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Loba Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Loba Gosadikaya Mukunda Vatu Gosadikaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vatu Gosadikaya Mukunda Vatu Gosadikaya Sanka Vache Ganta Vache Vache Karatala Ganta Vache Vache Karatala Sanka Vache Ganta Vache Vache Karatala Vache Karatala Madhura Mridanga Vache Paramarasala Mridanga Vache Madhura Mridanga Vache Paramarasala Shanka Vaje, Ganta Vaje, Madhu 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 Vaje. Oh Shanka Vaje, Ganta Vaje, Madhur 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 Vaje. Shanka Vaje, Ganta Vaje, Madhur 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 Vaje. Madhur 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 Vaje, Madhur 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 Vaje, Madhur 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 Vaje. Oh Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Bahu Koti Chandra Tili Padana Ujvala Bahu Koti Bahu Koti Chandra Chini Vadana Ujvala Bahu Koti Chandra Chini Vadana Ujvala Gala de Shivana Mala Kore Jala Mala Gala de Shivana Mala Kore Jala Mala Shiva Shukana Radha Premi Gada Gada Shiva Shukana Radha Shiva Shukana Radha Premi Gada Gada Shoka na ra ra Veme gana ga Bhakati vinoda dike Gaurara sampada Bhakati vinoda dike Bhakati vinoda dike Gaurara sampada Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Ram Hanuman Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jagannath Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Shira Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Haribol, Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Premanande Hari Hari Shri Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ke jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ke jai
Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parikara Nikacharya Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimad Divine Grace
Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Sisi Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Maripur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ganga Mata Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaura Premanandi. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Lada lada daine Hiranyakashipu Raksha Shila Chanka Nakalai Ito Nishinga Parato Nishinga Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga Pahi Nishinho, Hridaye Nishinho. Pahi Nishinho, Hridaye Nishinho. Ishingamadim Sharanam Prapadi Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapadi Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Aputa Shingam Dalida Hiranyakashipu Danubengam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Avakara Kamavare Nakam Aputa Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Danubinga Keshavadeta Narahari Loka Jai Jagadish Hare Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Nrsimhare 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 Jai Nrsimhare 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 Jai Nrsimhare Jai Nrsimhare 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 Jai Nrsimhare Nrsimhare Jai Nrsimhare Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Shri Singha Bhagavan Ki Jai Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj Ki
Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, dear guests, very warm welcome to today's very auspicious day, the appearance day of Lord Ramachandra Prabhu. Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Ki. It's very nice that you all came today to our program. May I request you, please come all closer. Please take your seat. So our program for today is that we will have now a Ram Katha from now until 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock there will be Mahaprasadam served. Please, can I have your attention, please? Because today we have a very special guest and we want to welcome him very nicely. So please take your seat. So for today's lecture and Katha, we are very happy to invite His Grace Kripamoy Prabhu. Please welcome him with a big Hari Bol. Prabhu is visiting Switzerland with his wife, Her Grace Guru Charana Padma Madachi. I think this is a very unique moment and opportunity for this temple and for Switzerland, that both of them are visiting us here. Prabhu, he is born in South Wales, and already in an early age he is very interested in spirituality. He came into contact with Krishna consciousness in 1973, and he met Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of this movement, first time in 1975. He's a very big pioneer in sharing Krishna consciousness in the UK, in Ireland, also in other countries, also in Kenya. And he's an initiating spiritual master. And also very special about him and his wife is they are very exemplary, also teaching us to how to live a Krishna consciousness householder lives. And we are very happy that they are visiting us. They will be staying here till the end of this week. And today he's going to give the Ram Katha. So please again welcome him with a big Haribol. And I wish you a very happy Rama Navami. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram. Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. So, my god brother Kundati Prabhu and myself, we've practically grown up in the shelter of Lord Sri Ram, Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, at Bhaktivedanta Manor. And so I think we can say I am very happy to be here today to see Jagannath in Switzerland miraculously has manifested as Lord Sri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. We gaze upon Lord Jagannath and we see that he has manifested beautiful color of spring grass, and he has the dhanur, and he has the arrows and bow of Lord Ramachandra. Sometimes when we approach Lord Ramachandra, we can do so on different levels. The Ramayana is a Shastra. It is the story of Lord Ramachandra. Everyone has said, English is okay for everybody? I'm so happy because my German is not very good. How's your German? But, so the Sri Ramayana is the story of Ram's journey. Lord Rama, as indicated by Jagannath here on the altar, is an incarnation of Krishna. There are many incarnations of Krishna. When Lord Brahma was praising Lord Govinda Krishna, he said, Ramadi Murti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Bakarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu. That there are many, many incarnations of Lord Krishna. They are countless. You cannot even count the incarnations. Actually, the English word incarnation is not even a good enough word. Because if we look at incarna, It means when God becomes flesh. It's a Christian word to describe something which is sanatan, something which is eternal. Krishna says, Ajopi sanabhyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san. Only foolish people think that God can come into flesh. But incarna means God has become flesh. Something which we do not believe. We believe that God is God and He is sanatan, unchangeable. Unchangeable. He does not change. It is we who change. And it is not for us to think of God in our terms. I am getting old, therefore God must also get old. See? I'm getting wrinkles, my hair is turning grey, therefore God, He also has wrinkles, and He's also turning a bit grey. Why? Because He's the oldest. He was there at the beginning of creation, therefore He must be old by now. So let me paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome with a very old and wrinkled God. Okay? So it is not for us to project onto God, but rather we should allow God to project onto us with the truth. So through Shastra we can learn the truth of Lord Ram and all the other incarnations of the Lord. And today is the day for Lord Ram. Today is Ram Navami. Navami means Navami, the 9th day of the moon in the month of Chaitra. And we gather here together in the shade and shelter of Lord Ram to talk about him for a few moments. So let us join together for a few moments just to sing his name. He has some beautiful names. I want to hear. They told me that when you go to Switzerland you have to be prepared because their kirtan is very loud. They dance very wildly. And you know, I've heard the Swiss are a little bit rebellious. They don't follow the codes in Europe because they're not part of the European Union. They're independent thinkers. Am I right? Yes. I got to the this is called cranking it up for goodness. I got to Zurich airport. When was it? Yesterday. And of course I'm British, and as everybody knows, the British are the supreme race of human beings. Have you told them that yet at Kennedy? You have to reveal the truth to them. Anyway, I took out my passport. It's a British passport. I expect it to be respected. And the lady said, she said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Britain." She said, "You're not EU?" I said, "No, not EU. Not anymore." She said, "Are you Swiss?" I said, "No." She said, "Then there's the queue down there. 1 kilometer away. Get in line." Anyway, let us say very loudly and very rebelliously the names of Ram. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Dasharati, Ramachandra, Hey Raghava, Hey Raghupati, Hey Janaki Ballava, Hey Raghunandan, Hey Ramabhadra, Hey Rajiva Lochan, Hey Kaushalaya. Feel good? Does that feel good? Especially for the Tamils in the audience. So, Ramayana is, how many verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam? 18,000. How many verses in the Sri Ramayana? 24,000, that's right, 24,000 verses. You can take it on so many levels. It's like today I was at the Zurich University. They have so many levels. So many levels they need a lift. Ramayana is like approaching a multi-storied building. And Valmiki, the author of the Ramayana, has put 24 sections of the Ramayana. And each one begins with a letter of the Gayatri mantra. So if you look at the whole Ramayana, you see the whole Gayatri spelled out. Mystical. Not many people know that. It's a secret. I've told you a secret. I'll tell you another one. Ramayana is a good story. It's a very, very good story. Such a good story that the story has been told from parents to children. The child becomes a parent and tells his child the story of Ramayana. That child grows up, and it goes on through human society for thousands and thousands of years. Why? Because it is a wonderful story of love and loss and intrigue and patience and tolerance and human virtue and uncanny vices. And it's such a wonderful story. Now when God comes to this world, He is the best movie director. Best movie director. So He's the best movie director. Even Steven Spielberg has to steal His stories and put it into His own stories. These are the best stories because Krishna wants a story that will be told again and again and again and again. So why is this story told? Especially within the family, especially to children. Because although Krishna is called Leela Purushottam, Leela Purushottam means He's the supreme person of Leela. And some of Krishna's Leela is easy to understand. Here's a donkey demon, we pick it up, we throw it in the trees. Here's a snake demon, I walk in, I expand, snake demon is no more. Easy to understand. Bad guy wins. Part of Krishna's Leela is difficult to understand. Krishna confuses many people who went to study in India. Difficult to understand. Because why? Because He seems to do things which God would not have anybody else do. Krishna seems to do the things that God would tell us not to do, so why is He doing them? Because Krishna is not coming as an example of what you should do and what you should not to do. He's coming as an example of who He is Himself. And Krishna's Leela Purushottam to invite us into humble service. When Lord Ram comes, He's called Maryad Purushottam. What is Maryad? Maryad is the border. Just like you have a border of Switzerland, okay? And a cow standing on one side of the border of Switzerland is a Swiss cow. And on the other side of the Swiss border is an EU cow. Subject to rules and regulations number B52/61, paragraph A. Okay? So there's a difference. One is EU and one is Switzerland. So in the same way, when a farmer has a field, one farmer is growing corn and another farmer is growing rice. So the crops are different. The borderline has to be there so that everybody will know to respect that border. Everyone will have a peaceful life. In the same way, this is our house. This is the house of Lord Jagannath. And next door's house is not the house of Krishna. Yes, it is. It belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. The whole of Zurich belongs to Krishna. Well, some people know it and some people don't. In this house live the people who do know it, and in the other houses people don't know it. But if they come to this house and they say, "Hey, what are you doing? Singing, dancing, making a noise." You'll say, "Excuse me, your house is there, our house is here. Very nice respect for you, but please." Similarly, if you go to their house and you say, "Hey, what are you eating? What are you watching? What are you doing in this house?" They will say, "Excuse me, sir, we like you as neighbors because sometimes you give us food, which is nice. But at the same time, please respect the boundary between these two houses." So when God comes to tell us what the boundaries are between good and bad, and what the boundaries are between good behavior and bad behavior, what the boundary is between father and son, who should respect whom, what the boundary is between husband and wife, cousins and uncles, what the boundary is between a king and the subjects, then he comes to establish peace on earth. In one sense, we are not so much interested in peace, only if peace helps us to become God conscious. But most people, thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, I have to establish the boundary between shoulder and elbow. So this is shoulder. So boundaries are very important. Boundaries are very important. Sometimes people think that spiritual life is all about having no boundaries. That doesn't work. Boundaries are very important. Shankya Purva Gagana Nana Nati B. We chant a certain number of rounds, we get up at a certain time. Everything, it seems, with the Hare Krishna is mathematics. And we are doing things according to numbers. But the great acharyas have told us that there's boundaries, and they set the boundaries for sadhana, bhakti. Anyway, the point here is that Lord Ramachandra is called Maryad Purushottam. And that is why he's loved so much, because he shows us how to have the most fulfilling relationships with our nearest and our dearest. Just recently, there was a temple of Ram opened in Ayodhya. Did you watch it? Did you catch it? Did you punch the air? Did everybody go, Jai Shri Ram? Yes. Jai Shri Ram. And wave a saffron flag? Did you do that? It was very important. Wow. It was very important. And it is almost a symbol of what was happening in the Ramayana, because that temple opening, people had been waiting for 500 years. 500 years. In 1528, they built something else there, and we were waiting for the something else to be removed for a long time. Not to get too passionate about it, but the point is that it was a very important point. When we look at the Ramayana, we also see that it's a book of patience. Who has to be patient in the Ramayana? Does everybody know the story? You know the story. I don't need to tell you the story. Maybe I will. But maybe I won't. The story of Rama is wonderful. It's enchanting to the heart. But it's the story also of patience. Kaikeyi was very, very patient. She was Dasharatha's, King Dasharatha's favorite queen. He had 3 queens. He had 3 queens. And his 3 queens were loved equally by him. But she was the most favored. She'd helped him at a time when he needed it, and he gave her a boon. Any wish that she could wish for from him was to be fulfilled. But she was very patient. She waited, she waited, she waited until just the right time to ask for a wish that would practically bring his life to an end. It did bring his life to an end. Who else was patient? Lord Ramachandra was very patient. He was to be the king. And on the night of his coronation, he received the news that you will no longer be the king. But Bharat will be the king. Son of Kaikeyi. Ram was the son of Kaushalya. So he was very patient. He said, anything may take place in this world, but I will never break the rule of my father. My father wants me to go to the forest, I will follow that rule. So he followed that rule. He was very patient, supremely patient. Patient with his stepmother, Kaikeyi. Patient with his father, Dasharatha. Patient. Who else was patient? Bharat. Supremely patient. Why? Because he waited for Ram's return from the forest. And he worshipped Ram's chapal. He worshipped Ram's sandals every day with agarbati and pushpa and chandan. He was worshipping every day. And over 14 years, his hair was growing long. He took a vow, took a very important vow. Just he would only eat barley mixed with cow urine. This is his fasting. You think you had it hard today? Krishna Prema Rupa? Hey? Try 14 years on that diet. Put hairs on your chest though. Put hairs on Bharat's head. He didn't cut his hair for 14 years. So great supreme patience. Interestingly, in India, there is a village where they do a drama, a natak, every year to celebrate today, celebrating the return of Ram. And this play is watched by 100,000 people. They all come. And it is a village like I was just yesterday in Davos. Village, just one street, famous the world over, but just one street. So this village just has one street. 100,000 people come to watch this play. What is the script of this play? How many lines in the script are there? Nothing. No script. How many actors are there in this play? Just two young boys who play the part of Ram and another plays the part of Bharat. That's all. And at one end of the village, a couple of miles up this way, is Ram. And 2 miles away is Bharat. That's it. And everybody's watching, they're going crazy. Why are they going crazy? Why are they weeping? Why are they weeping? Why is everybody crying? Because Ram is walking and Bharat is walking. Because Bharat has heard Ram is coming. Ram has heard Bharat has been waiting for you. And they just walk. Now you get a good seat if you get right in the middle. So what's the whole play? The whole play is they just embrace. That's it. Ram Bharat Milab. That's it. Khatam ho gaya. That's the play. Then the fireworks and the feasting. That's the play. Because everybody knows the story. Even if you know the story, all you need is just to be reminded of something. Okay? So in India, if you go and you say, Jai Shri Ram, the whole Ramayana will come before a person's, especially if you're from Europe, and you go, Jai Shri Ram, and they go, oh, you know, come, we will worship you. You're reminding us. Yeah. So some people, they look to Ramayana, especially in Tamil Nadu. Who's from Tamil Nadu? Give me a little wave. They told me there will be a lot of Tamil people from Tamil Nadu here tonight. Okay. So if you're from Tamil Nadu and you know the story, you will know the different alwars and the different acharyas have pointed out that the Ramayana is a shastra of Sharanagati. Take it to the next floor. The Ramayana is a Sharanagati shastra, because we will find the thing that we're looking for, which is surrender to God. So Krishna says, Sarva Dharman. I forget the rest of it. How does it go? Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Then? Oh, it's all coming back now. Last line? Moksha Yashmi Mahasuja. Thank you. I'm only British, we can't remember too much. Yes, Sarva Dharmam Parityajya. So Krishna comes, and this is his Charama Shlok. The Charama Shlok is final instruction. Surrender. Do the surrender. Do the property. Attain Sharanagati. It simply means that from today, from this day forward, I've been so impressed with what I've heard. From today forward, I will do what Krishna wants me to do, and I will not do what Krishna does not want me to do. I will consider Krishna to be my protector. I will consider Krishna to be my maintainer. I will act with humility, and I will give everything that I have. This is Atma Nikshepa. Atma Nikshepa means you're making a deposit. Just like you go to the bank. Swiss banks are very good, aren't they? You know all about banking here in Zurich. You go to a Swiss bank, you'll never get it back. Never get it back. Okay, especially if you're a third world dictator. No one can get money from a Swiss bank, right? They come, they take millions from their subjects in Africa, take it all to Switzerland. Okay? Millions and millions and millions of rupees from India have ended up in Zurich. How do you feel about that? Anyway, banking is what it is. So when you make a Atma Nikshepa, you're making a consignment, you're making a deposit of what? Money? No, your Atma, of yourself. You're taking your whole self and you're saying, good morning, I'd like to make a deposit in the bank of Sri Ram. You come to the bank of Sri Ram has a bank and accepts your deposits. What would you like to deposit today? I'd like to give everything, please. Are you sure? Yes. Sign on the line here. Atma Nikshepa. Will I ever get this back? No. I'm sorry. Of course we do. We get a renewed self. We get moksha. We get supreme benefit. So in this way, well, I should qualify that for the brahmacharis. I said moksha, higher than moksha is prema. Okay, just so I don't get reported. So Atma Nikshepa. So they say if you look at Ramayana in this way, you'll find all kinds of Sharanagati. Who's Sharanagati? Well, Dasharat. Dasharat completely surrenders to Kaikeyi. He was a man of his word, he completely surrenders. Ram completely surrenders to Dasharat. Yes. Bharat completely surrenders to Ram. Sita completely surrenders to Ram. Ram says, I'm going to the forest and you can't come. Sita argues, but only because she loves Ram. And she comes with him to the forest. He says, well, there might be wild animals, you don't like the wild, you're only young. No. The wild animal of separation will hurt me far more if I cannot come with you. Well, you're a very delicate creature, yes, but I will be pierced by the thorns of memory of you if I can't come. And in this way, she counters every argument that Ram says for not coming. But it's done through surrender, through Sharanagati. So who else surrenders? Hanuman. Bajrang Bali ki. See, Hanuman ki. Yes. Hanuman surrenders. He comes and he falls at the feet of Ram and says, Dasosmi. Kinkaro, how can I serve you? And then he serves. Then who else? Vibhishan. What a story. Vibhishan surrenders. Vibhishan is the brother of Rama. He lives on Lanka with, Vibhishan is the brother of Ravana. Okay, mark that down on my history. So Vibhishan is the brother of Ravana. He lives on Lanka with Ravana. He comes from a family of demonic persons. Ravana is the very perfection. He's a very perfect demon. He's a very perfect anti-hero. Because not only does he hate Ram, but he steals Sita Devi. Yeah, Sita Harana, he comes. When Krishna steals Rukmini, that's okay. Rukmini belongs to him. So we talk about Rukmini Harana, and it's a joyful story. When we talk about Sita Harana by Ravana, we can't wait to get to the end. And we want Ram to come. You've heard the story about King Kulashekar. The story of King Kulashekar. He was a king in South India, in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. Okay, we have to rescue Tamil Nadu from Stalin. So Tamil Nadu. So Kulashekar was there, and he was a king who was very much addicted to the Ramayana being read. But unfortunately he had a problem. That when the Ramayana was being read, he would become so enwrapped by the story that he would become very emotional. And sometimes the emotions, because he was a king, would be accompanied by, things like, Sita has been stolen. Sita Devi has been stolen by Ravana. We must get her back. On behalf of Lord Ram, I will now go with my army. And half of his standing army would go along with him, all the horses and elephants, and they'd all go to try to. Such was his madness of Ram Seva. So his ministers, the Brahmins, had worked out a formula. Okay. On that day when he took his army, they had to take the other half of the army and meet him halfway. They said, "My dear King Kulashekar, we come, sire, with great news. Sita, Ravana has been vanquished. Sita has been recovered. The battle is over. Ram is on his way back in a Pushpa Viman, all the way back to Ayodhya. Khatam ho gaya, everything's finished." He said, "Oh, I'm so glad to hear this." And he turned and went back to his kingdom. So every time the Brahmins were reading the Ramayana, every single Brahmin in his city knew, when you get to the part that Sita has been captured by Ravan, don't read it. Just skip a few pages until the end of the book. So, it came time for one Brahmin to read, and he was sick. He said to his son, "You have a very special duty for you today, son. You must read the Ramayana to the king." He said, "Oh, thank you very much, father." He wasn't in on the secret. So he read the part that Sita. Then King Kulashekar stood up on his throne and he said, "Damn it!" He said, "Ravana has done it again. He's stolen Sita. Let us go." This time he was so determined, he took the entire army. And he got to the shores, and he was going to Lanka. He was going to Lanka. And he rode into the water on his horse, and his sword raised up like this, and the water was coming up and up and up, and the horse floated away. And he was just struggling in the water. Eventually they rescued him. But this is the divine, intoxicated madness of the Alwars. So, where was I? Who else surrenders? Yes, Vibhishan surrenders. So he's the brother of Ravana. And he comes to Rama and the monkey warriors and the Vanaras when they're on the brink of the ocean, on the beach. And he says, "Look, I see what's happening here. My brother is Ravana. I've tried to reason with him. I've tried to tell him to give Sita back to you, my Lord Ram. But you should know something. He is unchangeable. And just as he's unchangeable, I can't change. My devotion for you can't change. Please accept me." So he performs Sharanagati. Please accept me. However, Lord Ram's associates, the monkey warriors, the Vanaras, they don't accept him. Ram accepts him. See? Ram says, someone who surrenders to me and says, "I am yours." This is just once. Just once. He says, "I will always protect him." But the monkeys weren't having any of it. They said, "No, we don't." And His Holiness Gaura Govinda Maharaj tells the story. He says, at that point Lord Rama had to intervene and tell the monkeys a story. He said, "Look, once upon a time in a forest, there was a monkey and a human, and they were being chased by a tiger. And both of them went up a tree. Okay? And the tiger wanted to eat, and he was very hungry. And he was waiting, and neither of them would come down. In these stories, it is a story, my dear friends. It is a story, not from Shastra. So in this story, tigers can speak. So the tiger said to the human being, said to the man, he said, "Push that monkey off the tree, off the branch. Why are you sharing the branch? You're a civilized man." He said, "I have no interest in you." He said, "Push that monkey off the tree." See? Let us see what can be done. Monkeys are pests. They come and they steal fruit. They pinch your babies. Yeah? Why are you sharing? Give me something. Give me something to eat. So the man pushed the monkey off the tree. The monkey fell down. Tiger couldn't catch him, and the monkey went straight back up the tree, sat right next to the man. He said, monkey, you see his behavior? He wasted no opportunity to push you into my mouth practically. Now I want you to do something. Push him off. You're a big monkey. You push him off the branch. You see? Push him off the branch and I will eat him. He is your enemy. Just see how he's your enemy. He's pushed you off so that I could eat you. So be cruel to your enemy. And then we can be friends, oh dear monkey. Push him off now. So then the monkey said, my dear sir. He said, my dear sir. He said, it is not for me to re-establish the laws of Dharma. This human being may have broken the laws of Dharma, but simply because he broke the law, it is not my position to break the law. He may have done something bad, doesn't mean that I have to retaliate and do something bad. I'm following Dharma. It's a story. I'm following Dharma. Do not expect me to break Dharma, the rules of Dharma, so that you can feast. And so the story is that Lord Ramachandra was telling the monkeys, he said, Vibhishan has surrendered. Just because his brother is a demon doesn't mean that he has to follow. You can find a demon and a devotee in the same family. Don't judge people by what family they come from. Anyway, so then we have all kinds of Sharanagati goes on. All kinds of surrender. And then of course, if you look at the Ramayana, you'll also find pure devotion. Not easy to find, but pure bhakti you will also find there. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find 91 verses dedicated to the story of Ram. 91 verses. It's not a lot. And I can only presume it's because Shukadeva Goswami knew that Maharaj Pariksha, being a king, he already knew the story very well. And as you know, as we are doing tonight, it is not for me to insult my audience by telling them the whole story at length. But most of the Ramayana, it focuses on just 14 years. Most of the Ramayana is about the 14 years that Lord Ram was in the forest, not the 11,000 years that he was ruling Ayodhya. Okay. We doing okay? I would like to... This is some beautiful Sanskrit that's been translated for the very first time by our Gopinath Acharya at Oxford University. And it is the beautiful words of a poem from Vedanta Deshika, who, if you're from Tamil Nadu, you will know. Please be patient when I'm reading. Yeah. So he writes a long poem. Actually, Vedanta Deshika is responsible for writing a poem of 1,000 verses just dedicated to Lord Rama's sandals. Just the sandals. Not even Lord Ram's feet. Just the sandals. Just the paduka. 1,000 verses. It's called Paduka Sahasram, as you would expect. Let's see if I can find a nice verse. Jayati Ashrita, and Vedanta Deshika he was born in 1268. He lived for 100 years. Jayati Ashrita Samtrasa Dvanta Vidvam Sanuddaya Prabhavan Shitaya Devya Paramavyoma Bhaskara. We can say it in English if you like. Glory to the sun of the supreme sky, splendorous with the divine Sita, whose rising ruins the darkness and the dread of those who seek his shelter. And all together in Sanskrit. Jai Jai Mahavira, Mahadira Doraya, Glory, glory to you.
Glory, glory to you.
Greatest hero,
Greatest hero.
leader of the steadfast.
Leader of the steadfast.
Beautiful. Goes on about Lord Ram's beautiful youth. He was a mighty warrior, even from early times. Jai Shri Ram, who gave an embrace, considering it the totality of all your possessions, to the chief monkey, the swift son of the wind, who spread a conflagration throughout the enemy's city, bounded by the moat of the boundless sea. O hero whose vow is never broken, who are committed to safeguard those who even once seek your shelter, who evaporated the bottomless sea with the flaming tips of your arrows, fierce like the flames at world's end. Who parted the ocean with a causeway, constructed from many mountains, held and hoisted by the thrilled monkey troops, eager to fight a formidable foe. And you can do the actions if you like. The twang of whose bowstring was like a teacher, teaching the art of terrified dancing to Lanka's queens, confined by regiments of rushing monkeys. And at one point in the battle, Ram appears to have mortal wounds, and Hanuman goes to find the Sanjeevani herb to bring back to heal the Lord, whose mortal wounds caused by poison-tipped arrows was whisked away by a waft of wind from the wings of your beloved Veda-formed Garuda, massive like a golden mountain moving in the sky. Anyway, it goes on. Beautiful. Who is praised by the greatest sages, whose mouths overflow with the loftiest Vedic verses, matched by the wails of the young night rovers' wives, sunk in sorrow. Together, he's creating a beautiful picture. The chanting of the Vedic sages, loud and strong and powerful, is matched by the wailing of the queens who've just lost their Ravana. His arms were, and his heads were severed. Okay, so that's a piece of poetry. So for the devotees of Krishna, Lord Ram represents not only an opportunity today to think about the many messages conveyed by Lord Ram, but also to think about how we can in our life create a society governed in the way that Lord Ram would govern. Prabhupada was often speaking about those who ask for Ram Raja. He said, in India you will go, and everyone was talking about Ram Raja, the kingdom of Ram. But only Ram Raja will come if you accept Ram into your heart. If you accept Ram into your heart and your life, then, and follow him and surrender to him, then we can have peace in the world. We can have happiness in the world. There are many Ravans in the world today. Unfortunately, I would like to say that it's not getting worse. I would like to say that it's only because I'm over 65 that I see things as being worse than they were in my day. But what do you think, Akandadi Prabhu?
I like to think that we're getting better also.
I would like to think they're getting better. What do you think? Maybe we just know about the Ravans more these days with the internet. What do you think? Maybe now when the news from every single country, they will get you. When I was a young boy, in my school, when we saw a map of Europe, okay, you know what we saw? We saw that half of Europe was mountains and streams and valleys and cities, and the other half of the map was just grey. It was called the Soviet Union. We didn't know if they had any mountains or streams because they were never shown on any map. You remember? Of course, I'm from Britain, so even the south of Ireland, even the Republic of Ireland was never shown. Such brainwashing. But the Russians didn't tell us anything about their country. We tried not to tell them anything about our country. But now, you know what is happening in the smallest village anywhere in the world at any moment. So it may appear that things are getting worse, but there are a lot of Ravanas. The only thing for Ravanas to become powerful is for those who know Ram and know what is virtue and what is Dharma to stay silent. And it means that we, as citizens of the world, we have to be very conscious. When we see something is wrong, we have to say, excuse me, this is not Dharma. You have to know what the laws of Sanatana Dharma are. And teach them to your children. Because unless you teach Sanatana Dharma to your children, they will be lost. You'll be the last person in your line to know, because your grandparents knew. Your grandparents knew Ram. So you have to teach Ram to you. Otherwise, they will be, Superman and Batman, and they'll come before Ram and they won't know, and they'll say, who's that? You say, he's the best superhero. He has so many powers. But seriously, if we do not teach this, it is lost. And we've been very, very fortunate that in this generation we have someone like A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who completely surrendered to Lord Ram, completely surrendered to Lord Krishna, and who came fearing nothing. And in just a very, very short time, inconceivably short time, when Professor A.L. Basham, who wrote a book known as The Wonder That Was India, he was an expert on all things Indian and Indian religion. When he came to say something about Prabhupada's life, he said, it's astonishing. He said, for the first time since the days of the Roman Empire, he said, a culture has not spread so fast and so deep-rooted. He said, Prabhupada did not bring anything small, he brought everything. Many people wanted to make the messages of spiritual India more palatable to the Westerners. So the first thing they got rid of was Archana. Got rid of the Murti of Krishna. Got rid of deity worship. And sometimes we may think like that. Yes, if we were a movement, Hare Krishna movement, with no deity worship, people would accept us. They would like us more. But then what are they liking? They're just projecting what they like and don't like on you, and you are surrendering to their vision. You see? But Prabhupada had more of a vision. One man was telling me, he was raised in a Jewish family, and he was told from a very early age, he said, we don't bow down to any stone or wood idols. So this is for the heathens, this is not for a nice Jewish boy like you. He went on a trip to India. And now they bring the tourists from Delhi to Agra. Because if there's two things that you have to see when you go to India, one is Delhi airport. And as you go through the smoke of Delhi, the smog of Delhi, and the smoke makes you choke. If you get to the end of Delhi and you're still alive, then you go on a long straight road, and the one thing that you must see when you go to India, the jewel in the crown of India, what is it? The Taj Mahal. Don't ask me why people go and see the Taj. Have you seen the Taj Mahal? No, don't bother. Don't bother. Okay. It's not particularly nice. Anyway, so on the way to the Taj Mahal, 40 miles before you get to Agra, where the Taj Mahal is, sometimes the coach drivers, they like to take a break. They take a break and they take their tourists into Vrindavan. And the one temple that you must go when you go to Vrindavan is it's called the English Mandir. Angrezi Mandir. The English frontier. Where the English, everybody with the white skin in it is English. So English. Where they go crazy for Harinam, 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 Harinam. 24 hours a day they go crazy for the name of Krishna. Many, many years ago, when we first opened the Ingrezi Mandir, the Krishna Balaram temple, there was no place for us to stay, so we used to stay over the road, down the road a bit, in a place called Fogel Ashram. And in Fogel Ashram is a 5-star hotel. If your impression of 5-star is to sleep on a wooden plank, maybe it is 5-star from someone who was drowning on board a ship that was sinking. Anyway, Fogel Ashram is very, very simple. Over the road from Fogel Ashram, there's another ashram where they've been doing Sitaram Kirtan. And just this. It goes like this. You can join with me. Sitaram Jai Sitaram. 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 So Prabhupada was out for a walk, and at that time they had been doing this Akhand Sitaram Bhajan for 27 years. 27 years, this little ashram. I went there, and there was only 6 people there. But for 27 years, they'd been rotating. Night shift, day shift, afternoon shift. Just so that the name of Ram was chanted. And it wouldn't stop. Year after year, after year, after year. So Prabhupada walked past that ashram. He knew that ashram. And he said to his disciples, he said, they are all pure devotees of Ram. All pure devotees. And his American disciples and his European disciples, they were astonished. Prabhupada, we thought you were the only one. Of course, Prabhupada is a superlative pure devotee. Anyway, so he established Krishna Balaram temple. And my friend who was a tourist on the bus, he said, let me see what this temple is. The bus driver has brought us here, let's go in and have a look. So they just happened to be there. Somehow they happened to be there at a few minutes before 7 o'clock in the morning. And something was going to happen. The curtains were going to be drawn. And every person who, the first time to the temple, they wants to know, what's behind the curtains? And the devotees told them, just wait, you'll find out. So the curtains opened, Govindam Adi Purusham. So he was just looking. And a very curious sensation happened in his heart. And he looked at the Lord, and he was hearing. And suddenly the tears came to his eyes. And he was crying and crying and crying. He couldn't stop crying. And in his mind he was thinking, why am I crying? Stop crying. Why am I crying? I'm Jewish. I don't believe in all this. But he was crying. I don't believe this. I don't believe. Anyway, now he's initiated Brahmin, and it happens. You may believe or you may not believe. Doesn't matter. When it is time for you to make that Sharanagati, and Lord Ram says, okay, this life, stop messing around. This life is the life that you do that. Okay, come. One time in Bhaktivedanta Manor, the devotees, they were telling Prabhupada what they did before they became devotees, before they became disciples. And one devotee was just telling Prabhupada how he worked in a steel bath factory. Prabhupada said, what is that? He said, well, Prabhupada, a steel plate comes down and you pull the handle and it makes a shape and it goes down the conveyor belt. He said, is it noisy? Yes, Prabhupada, very noisy, smelly, horrible work. And he said, how is it that we came to you, Srila Prabhupada, from such situations? How is it we came? Not believing anything, not coming from families that were dharmic families. How is it that we came? He said, no, he said, in your last life. He said, in your last life you have done Krishna Bhakti. And in this life, he said, I called you. He said, I called you. Prabhupada did a great thing. He said, I called you and you came. So when you are called, don't refuse the invitation. To be sitting here tonight on Rama Navami means that you've been called. You've received the invitation. It's only polite to come. You've got the wedding invitation, you've got the wedding party or party invitation. Come. So our question tonight is, what does Lord Ram want from me in this life? What does Lord Ram want from me in this life? What is my Sharanagati? So we ask everybody the same question. We say, please help to make this movement successful. What does that mean here in Zurich? It means please, please, please help to make this temple successful. You see, the devotees here are working very, very hard to keep this temple going for year after year after year. It is a kund. So we owe it to them to offer seva, however you can. And when you do just a little bit of seva, Srila Prabhupada said, you come to the temple. He said, you put one screw in the wall. You knock one nail, fixing something. You clean one tile on the temple floor. He said, Krishna will notice and say, yes, here is a great devotee. Actually, he said, Srimati Radharani will see. She will see you perform your service and she'll turn to Krishna and say, my Lord, see this great devotee? He's a great devotee. Give him your ashirvad. Give him your koti koti ashirvad. Give me your blessings. Do it now. And Krishna will go, yes, all right. I give. All right. Hare Krishna. Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Sri Ramayana ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari 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 Om. Oh, I thought you were stopping. Okay, if there's one or two questions, he is inviting. I cannot refuse now.
Hare Krishna. If anyone would like to ask any question, please take this opportunity.
Don't worry, my answers will be very, very short. I am also hungry. Just remember, we don't want you to be, what's his name? Maharaj Ranti Dev. We will not make you wait and wait and wait and wait. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Kripa
Hari Hari.
Thank you very much for a very beautiful invitation. My question relates to especially this very powerful part. You said that when you get an invitation, don't refuse, come.
Yeah.
And sometimes in devotional service, we do get invitations to fully surrender. And there are so many opportunities. However, even if we endeavor for it, there is still this element of fear which is there. What if, and am I doing it good enough? So,
shut up, man. Shambro. Not that you're out of here. Yeah.
how must we overcome this fear?
Well, there are many answers, I suppose, but one answer is always be with a... They're talking how much money they want to give to the temple. You know, one possible answer is that we should always take the association of those devotees who are abhaya, who are fearless. There are a lot of fears on the way. The main fear of when we take to Krishna consciousness, when we surrender, is am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I really a devotee? I don't think I'm really a devotee. I think that I made my surrender to Krishna when I was in a very good mood, on a very good day. I got initiated when I had the best possible. I was a little gullible. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I didn't realize how long a life was. You know, Prabhupada was at Bhaktivedanta Manor, and he said, he looked at all of us young boys and girls, and he said, so, you have had many lifetimes. Each of you have had many lifetimes. In the past, thousands of lifetimes. And in the future, if you like, you will also have thousands of lifetimes. He said, but just each lifetime is very short, not very long at all. So I ask you, just give this one lifetime for Krishna. Just give one lifetime for Krishna. Okay. So, I thought to myself, I was 20. Kandidi would say he was 20, 21 or something. So we looked and we thought, yes, I'll do that. Jai. I'll surrender. It's not very long, a lifetime. But when you hit 40, you just realize, actually, it's quite some time. And sometimes you don't see the finishing line. And you think, am I even going to make it as far as the finishing line? But then I think that at different points in your life, you have to become a beggar. You have to really, you can never really allow yourself to be proud of your achievements so far. And that's what in the Sharanagati, you know, this is a dainya, humility. Humility means never being proud of having surrendered, but always think that I haven't done it yet. Even though you have technically surrendered and Krishna has accepted your surrender, but I haven't quite done the job yet. I haven't quite given everything. There's more that I could do. And then if you feel that it's too much to give, Krishna's asking too much, you know, I've already given, you know, like a man who's asked for a donation. I already gave at the office. I gave my youth, I gave my middle years. Now what do you want? You want my old age? Krishna, please, leave me alone. I've given. And what did I get? Just a fat belly and wrinkles. Because no one becomes surrendering to Krishna. Unfortunately, you don't become rich. You don't become famous. You don't get these things as a result of surrendering to Krishna. That may be there as part of the knock-on effect of your previous lifetimes. But Krishna doesn't come with an inducement like that. So we have to always be in a state of being ready to give what we can next. Just like Prabhupada. And he tells quite honestly, he had a dream of his Guru Maharaj who was asking him to take sannyas. And what did Prabhupada say? He said, I was very happy that my Guru Maharaj had asked me to take sannyas. No. He said, I was horrified. Horrified. You know. I suppose if we told you what was involved in surrendering to Krishna, we would be horrified. So much. I thought I could just be a little bit more religious, a little bit more Krishna bhakti in my life, a little bit more, you know, do some seva. There's a lot. To give everything, Atmanikshepa, to give everything. So there's some fear. So wherever there's fear, in order to deal with fear, you need courage. What is that in German, courage? Huh? Mut. Yeah, wherever there's fear, what is fear in German? So, these two go together. So one person who gives you the courage is called an encourager. So wherever you find the encouragement, you take the association of that person, because they will help you to give up the fear that is involved in taking the next step. The next step always involves some fear, doesn't it? Next step always involves some fear. So who's going to encourage you to take the next step? Find that person. And we have a man who wrote a lot of books himself in England. He was called William Shakespeare. You may have heard of him. He said, when you find a friend, a true friend who can encourage you, he said, you tie that person to your chest with a rope made of steel. Never let them go, because you found that person who can help you. So for devotees, the association of other devotees is something that we can not live without. It's our greatest treasure. So in order to conquer over the fear that we find within ourselves, and no matter who you are, no matter what devotee you are, no matter what level you're on, there's always some fear involved in taking the next step. So who's going to help me take the next step? Because sometimes it will require you openly and honestly saying, I'm really worried about the next step involved in my spiritual life, because I'm worried about giving this up, whatever it is. So unless you tell someone, no one will be able to give you the relevant information. It is said that there's 4 people that you should always be honest with. 1, always be honest with your lawyer. 2nd one, always be honest with your doctor. Always be honest with your banker, your financial manager. And always be honest with your priest. Because these people, their job can only be done if you're honest with them. Their role in your life is only successful if you're open and honest with them. But that honesty, that type of honesty, is the most difficult thing. Because we're looking to be loved. We're looking to be appreciated. And sometimes we're thinking, will the devotees still love me if I tell them what I'm really like? That's the question, isn't it? You see. It's not that we want respect so much. We want to be loved. We want to be, because we're looking for love. But we came away from the material world because it didn't give us sufficient love. We were looking for another kind of love. So in the company of devotees, we're looking for the supreme love. But on the path to the supreme love, expect the different layers to be peeled away. That's the hard part. I lied, didn't I? I said it was going to be a short answer. Hare Krishna. Is that it? Good. I'm happy. I'm happy if you're happy. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Kripamoy Prabhu Ki Jai. His Grace Akandadi Prabhu Ki Jai.
Yes.
His Holiness Bhakti Mukunda Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dear devotees, now you're all invited for a feast, and please, you can go this way. We locked this door for logistic purposes, and you can go all the way up, just past the entrance and go up the stairs. I think many of you know.
Krishna, Krishna.
And